G'day guys, it's Matt again from MB Mowing. Today we're going to do a little video based on time-saving lawn mowing tips. A couple little other tips as well. Basically, I'm just doing a video very similar to what Greg Chisholm used to do. As you guys probably remember him, Geek to Freak lawn mowing over in the US. More or less like he was one of the first people out there to do videos on lawn mowing, and quite successful at that as well. I used to love listening and watching his videos. But anyway, here we go. A little bit of getting into this and stop bragging on. Vertical edging, this is one of the first things that we do when we're trimming our yard. Vertical edging is where the whippersnipper or brush cutter is held upside down, so you've got a vertical cut straight on the edge. After you've done that, what we usually do here, not everyone does the same thing like this, but we get the blower out and we blow all the excess back onto the grass. That way we can mow it, collect it. It's different if you're mulching, if you're using a ride-on lawnmower or something like that, or you're just using mulching itself. Obviously you probably won't blow it all off the concrete onto the grass because you're not going to be catching it. So with the mowers that we're using, my mower in particular, this one, that's worldwide, Honda. It's called the Honda 216, or in Australia we call it the Honda HRU 216. We've got different versions of the 216, the 216D, which is the pick of the litter really, and that's the older version. Now they've got the M2, the M1, the M2, they've got quite a big range. I'm not here to turn around and say the good and bad things about which mower's the best and which one's not. Each their own personal preference as well. But Honda's got a really good reputation, and the mowers that we use, the commercial grade. Here what I'm doing, I'm mowing over the concrete as well, so that's another little tip. Basically what I'm doing there is picking up any excess that's actually fallen down in that crack between the concrete and the grass, and it cleans up whatever's wasn't collected by the blower. Now the other thing is too, when I'm mowing a lawn, especially like this one, I'm not actually striping the lawn. Striping is a completely different procedure. With this one, the client doesn't want it striped, he just wants it cut, make it nice, level, and all clean cut. So what I'm doing here, just like the instruction book when you buy a mower, you overlap the cut. See how the mower's going over the cut? It's like it's recutting, half of it's recutting what you've already mowed. That's just a good way of getting a nice clean finish. That way you've got no excess grass clippings all over the place. However, it is different when you're mulching. When you're mulching, you don't generally overcut like that. Anyway, the other thing is too, when you're doing what they call striping is just basically an optical illusion. And basically what it is you mow in one direction, you turn around, and right next to where you just mowed, you don't overlap and you start mowing the opposite direction. On the back of the mower, it's got a little flap. It just grooms the grass, so it pushes it in one direction. When you drive back the other way, it pushes in the opposite direction, vice versa, blah, 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 blah. And when you sit back and look at the lawn, you go, wow, that looks great. And people say, oh, how do you do it? It's an optical illusion, that's all it is. Once the grass starts growing back again, the grass lifts up, so it's no longer on one side to the other side, leaning over. But anyway, in this video as well, it's a real-time video. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm showing you everything I'm doing, like emptying the grass into the grass bag, all this type of stuff. I mean, we do have bins. The clients have bins, but a lot of times the clients ask us, oh, can you take the grass away? So that's what's happening here. So there we go. The Honda 216, there it is in action, and it's doing a really good job. And this lawn, believe it or not, is around about 5 centimetres long after I've cut it. Probably doesn't look it, but when you look at my boots and look how deep down into the grass I'll go, then you can see it. The rule of thumb is, you've got to have the grass at least 4 to 5 centimetres high. like we said in the previous video, it's so that you can create shade for the grass roots. So you don't want them to burn, especially when they've got extreme summer, the hot summer days. We've got the rain. We've had a pretty good season here in Australia. It's just getting to the end of summer at the moment, and the grass is still growing crazy. So whatever happens here happens over in the US and vice versa. So a lot of times we watch you guys over in the US and see what you guys are doing. How's the season going for you guys? Is it wet? Is it dry? You know, all that type of stuff. And we know that's what's going to happen here. The El Nino effect and all this type of thing, that never really happened. But, you know, droughts and stuff like this and floods, yeah, that's just non-stop. It's always happening. We have it all over the world. So whatever you have over there, we have over here in our season time. And my bloody cat. Oh well, here we are at the front lawn, just giving that a bit of a mow as well. Now, for the guys that are new to looking into doing lawn mowing as a business, the best thing you can do is just get out there, get a whippersnipper, brush cutter, blower and a mower, get it all and start going out there doing lawns. And you know, it's word of mouth most of the time. You can advertise with flyers and stuff like that. Yep, fair enough. That's a really good way of making business grow. Good for advertising. But it just gets to a stage there where you get too much work. It's not hard to get too much work. You get quite a bit of work quite quick. And yeah, I'll put it this way. A lot of us guys have been in the industry for over 10 years. And the last time we all more or less like advertised would have been about, you know, 6-8 years ago, something in between there. And it's just been word of mouth ever since. And the thing is too, the key market that we look for is people that have time robbed. You know, people that, you know, they're working, and the last thing they want to do on the weekend with the time off is just go and mow the lawn. And the thing that they like to see, it's a good thing for them to go and see, they come home, the lawn's all mowed, everything else before the weekend, and they're like, oh, awesome, we can have that party on, we can have that barbecue and have people over, we don't have to clean up. Because the lawn mowing guy's been there and he's blown everything down, he's cleaned it all up, it looks great. So here we are doing some more vertical edging again. Vertical edging is like the creme de la creme, you know, it's like the icing on the cake. This really makes the part. The only problem is with this client here, we had the council, you see how it's got that new, it's really white concrete there. Yeah, they've rearranged the guttering or something or other, I don't know what they did, but they ruined it after grass as well, so we have to put up with that. We've got a lot of seed in there, so we're just waiting for that to grow. Here we go, mower over onto the concrete, not too far off the concrete, because if you go a little bit, if you have the wheels too close to the grass on the concrete, you get that rounded edge effect. So what I do, I'll try to extend the wheels as far as I can over the concrete. That way you get a flat finish right across the top, and you get that crisp, clear, you know, razor sharp top on the grass there. It looks really good. Now I'm going slow in this video. We've got 3 gears on these Honda 216s. And I'm going on the slowest one, mainly not just for the video, that as well, but mainly just to collect all the grass clippings. Now this lawn, this lawn was fertilised about 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago, not a month. And we had a bit of rain and hot days, so the humidity as well, and it's made it grow quite quick. Here in Australia, in Sydney, a lot of our lawns are on a fortnightly basis. So this one, yep, fortnightly basis. And the thing is, you know, I remember fertilising 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think it was about a week after I fertilised it. I mowed it, but I mulched the lawn because I didn't want to pick up all the fertiliser. Yeah, 2 weeks later, here I am mowing it because it's more or less like overgrown. It's crazy. But these are the things that you can look at when you get into the business doing this type of stuff, guys. It's tell you what, it's a great living. It's a really good business to get into. Less stress than a lot of other self-managed jobs, privately owned businesses and all that. So, as you can see in here, I'm just taking my time as I go, and that's a real key factor. Especially when you've got your own business, the best thing to do is to not overdo it, not push yourself. That's not going to work. People say, oh, yeah, you really got to push yourself, to make an impression, get out there and all. You do that, yeah, fair enough, you do have to give yourself an impression and get out there and push, but you just don't overdo it, because you got to know your limits, basically, because you'll burn yourself out. So here we are doing that vertical edging again. I think Greg Chisholm, Geek the Freak, used to do it this way. Oh no, that's right. I think he walked forward, didn't he? Don't know. Any of your comments down below and just tell me, let me know what you guys think, if you can remember what Geek the Freak, because remember he used to always say, freaks. That's really funny. I used to love watching his videos. And with this one, I think I'm doing the other side at the moment. That's right. Yep, here it comes. Nice and slow. Tell you what, it's like watching paint dry. But yeah, with this one in particular, because I don't know if you can see it, but this nature strip right next to the car there, it's on a slope. So I used the ride-on for this job. So I can't get the ride-on going into that groove where it just bends down, where the actual grass, or, the nature strip itself, it actually bends down towards the concrete there. So it's a bit of a hill, and the ride-on doesn't get in there. Or if it does, yeah, and then the top part there where where the grass goes back to the normal side, it'll just scalp it. We don't want that. So I do the top as well, like that, with the whippersnipper, just to get in that little area. Now, one of the other things, I don't know if I've done it in this video. Yeah, I probably didn't film the video. Basically, I blew all that stuff back onto the grass. Here we go, nice vertical edging. Now, see on this side, I'm not going to do the top because it's flat. As you can see where the truck is, that's where it dips right down. That's why I had to do the top edge, the top whippersnippering. I'm having a coffee while I'm doing this. I wanted to give a shout out today too to a couple of guys. The first person, of course, is my mentor. His name's Ray Bush from Pit Water Mowing. His link is down in the description. And Ray's been doing lawns for, God knows how long now. It's been a long time, a lot longer than me. Over 10, 15 years, something like that. But he's had a YouTube channel for about, I think it's 10 years he's had his YouTube channel. And one of his first videos is just basically how to mow a lawn. And it's more or less like one of those videos that just went viral, and it's still getting the hits. Lots of people are still watching it. I think it's only about 3-4 minutes long, and it's only a small area, but it's a really good video, and you guys have got to go and have a look at it. Another person is Greeny's Mowing, Steve from Greeny's Mowing. Man, him and I go back a long way. When I was in Sydney, working in Sydney itself, because I'm now in the country area. When I was in Sydney, we caught up through another website, an interaction type of thing with all lawn mowing contractors, and we hit it off really well. Really good. We're not a relationship like boyfriends, but no, he's probably watching this video, shaking his head and laughing anyway. But so if you ever get a chance, have a look at Greeny's Mowing as well, and I'll put that in the links down the bottom in the description. There's a couple of other people here in Australia. Unfortunately, I can't think of the names at the moment, guys. I'm sorry if I've missed you, but a lot of us are out there, and they're always linked up with our videos too, so there'll always be somewhere there where ours are in the description on the right, something like that. We go to America. I mean, people like, Top Notch Lawns, people like him, they're out there. He's been around for a long time. B&B, that was amazing. When I first saw him, his first video, a couple of years ago now, he was still at school. He was doing it part-time. And he was talking about, oh, this is great, I'm going to be getting into this, I'm going to get into that. Within a year, he had guys working for him. But he's in Texas and he does a lot of work out there. And now, obviously he doesn't go to school, he does it full time. He's making a roaring trade. But anyway, guys, that's the shout outs and that's everything else from me. Basically, quick video just to say hi and a couple little tips and shout outs. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it with you and catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Put some comments down below. Let me know if you like the video or not, or any way we can make it better.